Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Leslie. If you haven't been here before, you wandered across my little corner of the internet. I had to replace a tool that finally saw the end of its days in my craft room. And so I did some research and came across this tool. And this is the Stencil and Stamp tool by Sizzix. And the reason that I picked it is that it has multiple uses. Now, let's have a look right here. First of all, it is at its biggest 9 and 3/8 by 14 and a quarter inches. Okay, which makes it big, you will see. But it's okay for a small area like mine, and I will show you why. Then we have a stencil uh, adapter. We have a sticky sheet. And we have the lid that is removable. So let's have a look. So the stencil adapter is to align your stencils. Oh, I will admit I've been into it already and done a couple of things. Not because I didn't want to do them on camera, because I did them on camera, and guess what? Uh, my camera decided to stop working. So there is that to it. So we have already completed a step that normally I would do on camera, but that's okay. So when it comes in this sleeve. And with the sleeve, sorry guys, I want to fix my microphone here. It keeps disappearing in my sweater. In this sleeve comes your instructions. Your platform with the hinged removable lid. And yes, oh, there we go. Yes, it really is that easy to remove and place back. There's no need to do anything, just in and out. And then it comes with your stencil adapter, which I love. So this can be moved horizontally and vertically across your paper, okay? So what you do is you want to slide these squares over your hinges. Come on, camera, you can do it. Slide the squares over the hinges so that you can position your stencil wherever you want it. Very simple. Up, down, left, right, however you want it. Now you're asking me, how do the stencils get on? I would love to show you, but unfortunately, I am still waiting for my Sizzix stencil to come in. However, I can explain it. These two pegs that you see here line up with the holes in a Sizzix stencil. So you slide it over, your stencil's held in place, and you stencil. But now you're asking me what happens if you don't own a Sizzix stencil like myself. Then you're going to want to own some of these universal stencil converters. Now these are reusable. You can move them from one stencil to another. They are a consumable in that you get 10 in a pack, and that you will need to buy more if, number one, you're continuously moving it from one stencil to the other and wear out the sticky, or number two, you're doing what I am going to do and just leaving it permanently on your stencil. I will show you how it all comes together after. Then you get sticky grid, and I will show you that. And this is the part where I said I would have done it on camera. But when you get your sticky grid, it is sticky on both sides. And what you want to do is peel off the back only so far, start laying it down till it's stuck on like mine is. Now keep in mind that this is sticky grid and things are going to get on it if you don't keep it covered. And this is not like a Cricut mat where you can wash it off to reuse again. This is definitely a consumable. So what you want to do is make sure that you hang on to your paper sheet that goes over the top and put it on soon as you're done, so that if you're like me with pets, you're not covered in pet hair or dust, things like that. If you get ink on it, please don't panic. It is going to get ink on it. That is the joys of stamping. Okay. Now, like I said, whoops, I took my stamps out and covered them last night with a cloth because I have a cat who likes to take them and chew on them. Loves chewing rubber. So the thing is, now you've got your grid on there and you want to use your stamping platform. The first step is to feel the lid, okay? And the lid is smooth on one side and has a grid on the other side. It is grid side up to stamp, all right? Keep this in mind. Place your grid side up to stamp. And then what you want to do is place your stamps on here. And here is one of the big reasons that I bought it. Look at the size. I have plenty of room to stamp, but not only that. Oops, come on. I can stamp on a piece of paper this size, a piece of paper this size, all the way down to a piece of paper this size and smaller, okay? Or I could go even larger, and I will show you why. When you open the lid of your stamp platform, you will realize that there are no raised edges. Okay? So what you are seeing is smooth sides that allow your paper to be put in at any size. It will not interfere with your project by limiting your paper size. Going to move that piece over there. Now, for me, I don't have a ton of space on my table. I'm working on it, but I don't yet. And so what I want to be able to do is to use this humongous platform. So what I do is I take this off, okay, and I simply set it aside. I'll grab my paper for stamping on, and I stick it down corner to corner. And I wanted to let you know that when you go to replace your sticky sheet, which by the way is just sticky enough to hold your paper but not bend it, when you go to remove your sticky sheet, you have a finger space right there that you can dip into and pull up. So there we go. I have it down, and watch this. This is what I love. This is going on here, right about there, and I need to leave enough room for my dies to cut things out for cards that I'm going to make for another video. So I want to be sure to do that. But I can do stamps wherever I would like them on my paper with plenty of space. And that is what I like about this one, is the fact that I can do this and spread them out and have it work for me. So now they're all laid down. I simply pick it up and smooth side to the stamp. I hinge it in just by, whoops, sorry guys, just by dropping it and doing that. Now, I do like to have a bit of extra pressure. That's not going to work because of the grid, but that's okay. Now we lift up and we are ready to ink up our stamps. But look, it's so long. What I'm going to do is take it off, and I am simply going to place it there like that. I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black, but you could use whatever color you like. And I'm going to ink them all up at once. And I think that even if I was doing this and I only needed 2 of these characters, I would do them all. I would die cut them all, and they would be placed inside of my packaging and for the stamp and stay safe for use in the next card if I didn't use them on this one, right? So now I pick this up again and I am ready to stamp. So just simply slide it back in, flip it down, and like any other stamp platform, you just want to be sure to give it some pressure. And lift. And let's say like this snowman needs a little bit more ink. I can safely take it off, lay it down again. It will not interfere with where it is going to stamp. And I can re-ink and re-stamp without losing my position. And this comes into play later also with our stencils. All right, let's do this. Let's re-stamp. I just love the size. I could line sentiments up here or whatever I want. I could really fill my paper and have all my stamping done in one shot. And look at that, beautifully stamped. All right, guys, so now we are done with our stamps. You've seen that the platform works great, that you could really fill in as much as the paper as you want. I am going to remove this from my platform, and they stick very well. In case you're wondering, these are a pink and Maine stamp. They are, I'm not sure if they are still available, but they are from October of 25. So they came in a kit. So I'm honestly not sure. The other thing that I like about it is this. If you do, like me, stamp a little off and you get some ink on your lid, it is very easy just to take, ooh, come on, a dry cloth and to remove it. It is this simple, just like that. And it's gone and you're clean again and you're ready to move on. Now, for stenciling, I'm going to peel this one off, and I do seriously want to use these again. So I will put on a clean sheet of paper. So I am going to use my big one here. And whoops, I'm going to attach it. Now, like I said, I do not unfortunately own any Sizzix background stamps or stencils, so I have a set coming. But in the meantime, let's use our stencil adapters. This piece we do not need for stenciling, so we can just set it aside. We do, of course, need the stencil adapter, and we need the universal adapter. So I will get one of these out, and I have chosen to use one of the Stamps of Life stencils that I own, but this could be any stencil that you want it to be. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, so I have grabbed my stencil, and it is the plaid stencil from Stamps of Life. And then I have taken one of the universal adapters, and I have already placed it on the stencil piece. And now what I'm going to do is simply take a darker piece of paper, because it makes it easier for me to see what I am doing. I'm going to lay it under there, and I'm going to take the top of my stencil, and I am going to place it down on my paper and just see where it lines up the best. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that I've got it centered. Okay, and there it forms a ridge there, so you can very easily do this. See how it centers up edge to edge. Okay, I am peeling off my sticky now, and I can get rid of that only because I am not removing this off the stencil afterwards. So what I do now is I push down, I come to the edge, I look again to be sure that it's where I want it. That seems to be good, and I simply press. Nice and firm, just like that. And I now have my stencil on my adapter, which means that I can do this. Whoop. Or I can bring it right up to the top to either side, and I think what I will do is just do the middle because we're only playing today. I will do the middle to show you how well it works. Now, this, of course, is not, this allows you to move your stencil around, but it does not have sticky to hold it down because it's on your project. So what you want to do is, as you're stenciling, you want to move along with your fingers holding it down. And I have chosen to use Hello Honey and baked brown sugar. And I will just grab my application tools and we will get started. All right, so let's get started. I think I will start with the brown. I don't click them in because they are hard to get unclicked, if that's a word. And you just stencil in. And as you can see, if you wanted this for a scrapbook background or a card background that wasn't exactly in the center, but was off to one side, it would be very easy to do. You can shade in and out and so forth, using all the techniques that you would normally use. And now I am switching to the honey from the brown sugar. And this is how it works. You just go along, just applying whatever colors you want. Whoops, I think I had a bit of a darker color on this one by mistake. But that's okay. And then, if you want, you could pick it up, go, oh, I missed a spot right there. Lay it back down. Sorry. Lay it back down and be reassured that where you lay it down is going to line it up again, if you can get it on, with what you've already done, okay? So be sure, don't do what I did. Be sure to have a quick look to be sure that you have put it back in the same row. It will line up again. If you want to, you could move over and it will line up those lines with the next set, whoops, so that you could carry on your design. And let's see how that works. I just want to see what's... I haven't tried this. So this for me is an experiment, but we will see how it works out for us. I am purposely blending some brown on top of my second roll of yellow because I kind of liked how that turned out, to be honest with you. Now, I don't think this lined up perfectly, but let's have a look. Oh, it did. Look at that, guys. So you could make beautiful, beautiful backgrounds. And then when you're done and you've cleaned, you're ready to remove your stencil. It is a bit tight at first until those holes get broken in, but that's okay. You just take it off like that. Now, like I said, I am leaving my universal stencil on. I am not removing the stencil holder. Okay? You move your paper off and you are done for the day. You want to store this. So what you're going to do is, of course, place this over your sticky paper, just like so. And I did keep the piece that was on the back so that if this one becomes worn out or ripped or lost, I have a secondary. But now what do I do with this? I don't want it floating around. Well, they've even thought of that because watch, guys. You have two nubs right there. You can stick it on there. And it's good for storage. So what how I'm going to store mine is quite simply like this. I'm going to put my hinge back on, close it up after I insert my directions, and I will put it back in its sleeve, okay, to keep it safe. So that is the Sizzix stencil and stamp. And I really do like it. Now I have some cheat notes here. Let me double check that I did not miss anything. Let me see. Okay, I will let you know that at the time of filming, this Sizzix tool from Sizzix, which is US prices, is $69.99 plus shipping and taxes. Okay. I, however, got mine on sale on Amazon. Um, I'm in Canada, so it worked out cheaper to go to Amazon, unfortunately, and to buy it there instead of buying it direct from Sizzix like I like to do. When you add in taxes and you add in shipping and you add in the fees at the border, it's simply cheaper to buy it on Amazon. The Amazon price right now is $85.16 plus tax. And believe it or not, it still works out cheaper than buying it from Sizzix. I, however, was fortunate and got it on a sale. So there is that. Now, I did get a couple of more things, and I'll give you a quick peek at them because they are very easy to understand. I got two toolkits, and let me grab the other piece there that I was using. Now, these are also from Sizzix. The reason I got them was because I am condensing everything in my craft room, and I needed a new craft knife, covered. I needed a new distresser, covered. I lost my pickup tool, covered. It also has a placement tool, which allows you to set your jewel or your sequin or whatever it is down and simply move it or push on it into your glue to hold it firm. It also came with end caps for the ends where you don't use your tools and you just want to be able to twist them on and off. So the distress head is a good example. You just twist it on and it does not fall off. So paper distresser, paper trimmer, knife, end cap, dry glue eraser, not wet glue, dry glue eraser. And then we have here our pickup tool, which is used to pick up paper and gems and sequins and so forth. And our, oh boy, I know there's a technical name for that. Give me a moment. I have it in my cheat notes. They have something very specific that they labeled it as push tool. Very specific, push tool. All right, so the set with the eraser, all right, and the pickup tool and so forth is called the Intricate Craft Tool Set. And this one here is called the Surface Craft Tool Set. All right, and there is another adapter that I want to get. It has a brayer and some palette knives. I have not ordered it yet simply because it's out of stock. But that, guys, is my shopping haul and a quick look at this stamp platform. You will see me using it to make cards. Uh, there is another adapter for it. There's two more out right now. One is a stamping wheel that hinges on, comes down, and you can stamp in a circle to make your wreaths and so forth. And the other is a stamp alignment tool. You hinge it on, you align your stamps. Not sure on how I feel about that one yet. I kind of like the use of the grid. I'm not sure that I need another tool for that. So I have not bitten the bullet. But that is that, guys. I hope this helped you make an informed decision. If you're out there looking for a new stamp platform, you want one with a bit more room so you can get more done at once, this would be it. You want one to help you keep those stencils lined up, to do it for layered stencils too. It's awesome. Um, I will be doing a layered stencil on it, and you will see that. Um, I'm not sure exactly when, but it'll be during a card making session. You will see that, I promise. It would be great for lining those up also. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send them to me. And if I don't know the answers, I will reach out to someone who does. I hope that you get some time today to craft, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you on, oh my, when will I see you again? Do I have anything upcoming that I need to worry about? Sorry, guys. Nope. I will see you again on Tuesday. Take care. Bye.